Hello, everybody. This is Sandra here, Plant Rich Sandra. Thank you guys again for joining me. You may know that this is like an immediately made episode right after the previous one because my phone only records up to about 28 minutes and it stops, and I wasn't anywhere near done talking about what I wanted to talk about tonight. So, hope you're watching this as a follow up to the previous episode. But there was something I just remembered that I forgot to say about my deal a meal cards. So if you are just coming into this one fresh, if you go back and watch whatever number this is, go back and watch the previous episode number. And I talked about these cards I made up, which I call my old fashioned Richard Simmons style deal a meal type cards. And I'm re implementing a strategy that worked for me successfully several months ago, to the point that I felt like I didn't need them anymore, so I just ditched them. But now I desperately need them again because my heart, my head is in a very different place right now. My perspective, my mindset is different now than it was back in March, April, May. And so I'm struggling right now with staying on track and keeping my trajectory in line, and my weight has been gradually going back up to its original what it was at the beginning of the summer. The morning that I left for the Italy trip, I was 119, and I came home from the fast low. The morning after the fast was over, I was 102.8, and it has inched back up to an unacceptable level. I wanted to stop at 112 and not ever, ever, ever go over 112 again. But as of yesterday morning, it was 117.2. And so it is due to some things I talked about in the previous episode that I'm trying to correct. I'm trying to self examine and course correct. So, the thing I forgot to mention about these is that you may have noticed there was a glaring absence from this set, and that was a whole grain. I did not have a starch or a whole grain listed here, and that is because that is one of my weaknesses, and I believe that my overeating of whole grains for the past several days out of stress is one of the reasons that my weight started inching back up. So I decided that for the next several days, I would completely cut out whole grains, and then I would only use the starchy vegetables if they are already in some of the stews that I already have made that I'm taking out and eating every day, but there aren't that many in them, so I'm not getting that much. I do have some sweet potatoes that I purchased, and haven't eaten any of them yet, but I probably will start adding one in, because I think that if I add one sweet potato in the afternoon, then it might keep me, not a whole grain, but add the sweet potato. It might keep me from breaking from my desire to do intermittent fasting for the rest of the day. So I probably will start adding one sweet potato. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say that I had forgotten to say about the old deal a meal cards. All right, the next thing is a strategy that one of our awesome people in both the small group and the large group, the big group, which is Peggy Welsh Crow, had made the suggestion. She tossed an idea out there to us last November that it would be cool if if some of us got together and started a challenge for the entire holiday season. And she recommended that we called it Seasons Eatings rather than Seasons Greetings. And we started it, we were proactive, and we jumped in and started it before Thanksgiving even, so that we would not be a victim of having to get to January 1st and see the weight that we had gained over the holidays and then have to re-lose weight that we had worked so hard to lose the first time and then put the weight back on over the seasons, the holiday. So a lot of us thought that was a great idea, and each of us came up with our own criteria. That is the important key here, is that we did not all have to agree to the same goals. So I had two goals during that time. This was my sheet for the end of November through, I believe I ended it on December 31st. So it was 11/26, my birthday, through December 31st. And here's what I did. The top half, the top triangle on each box was food related, and the bottom triangle was, did I exercise? And I think I had had decided I would exercise for 45 minutes, and then the top half, for whatever I did, that was what I was going to do. And then the top half, like I said, with food, was to stick to this basic 6-week plan, like on my cards there. So I had a goal of 32 out of 36, no, excuse me, 30 out of the 36 possible days I would stick to my food plan. So I deliberately worked in a few grace days where if I did go over for stress or whatever, that I would still meet my goal. So 30 out of 36 was my goal, and I ended up making it 32 out of 36. My other goal of exercise, it was a little bit more modest, and it was to exercise for 45 minutes a day 20 out of the 36 days. So I left myself some room for maybe not exercising on the weekends, especially when I had Siri, like on a Friday. When I get Siri on a Friday, and then I have her on the Saturday, and then I drive her back home to her mother on the Sunday, then there may not be enough time for me to get in exercise during those days. So I worked in some time for that. My goal was 20 out of 36, and I made it 23 out of 36. So the first time frame was extremely simple. It was only 2 goals, and if you're doing this for the first time, that's what I recommend. Very limited on your goals for your first time, just so you can get the hang of it. In January, many of us were so stoked that we wanted to continue, so we called it New Year, New You Challenge, and it was specifically for the entire month of January 2019, and I was still continuing to do it on my piece of paper here, my regular typing paper. And my goal, I increased my goal just a skosh. So my meals were the same, my food was the same, but my exercise, I was looking for, oh wait, okay. The first month I was trying to just do 20 minutes just to get used to it. This is the month that I was aiming for 45 minutes every day. And it might have been stretching, it might have been, stretching flexibility, it might have been something that was endurance. So it could have been anything, but as long as I was doing something, I was trying to improve over the previous month into the second. I was also putting my weight in on this one, and I had already begun my peanut-free goal with Nalita. So I was tracking that on this paper, as well as my remaining 100%, my 100% SAD free. I was marking that too. So as of January 1st, I was at day 475 of 100% SAD free, and I've still remained on that. So my goals were a minimum of 15 out of the 31 days that I would intermittent fast, a 6-18 schedule, and stick to the 6-week plan during my days. And number 2 goal was 20 out of the 31 days. I would do a minimum of 40 minutes of exercise. Oh, I'm so sorry. It was intermittent fast for 15 out of the 31 days, but stick to the 6-week plan every day. That was the goal. Goal number 3, remain peanut free. And goal number 4 was 9 out of 11 of the days that I would intermittent fast under 7 hours, and not, I think that was a secondary goal that I had made at the time. Okay, so then I did not aim for every single day because I was trying to be realistic. And so January was extremely rewarding to me to be able to put in my stickers there, and I ended up doing pretty well. I had 27 out of 31 days sticking to the 6-week plan. Doing the intermittent fast, but I also did water fast. That was during the time that I experimented with my very first 4-day water fast, and that was January 24th, 25th, 26th, and it was, yes, okay. I began it at 11 a.m. on the 23rd, and I ended it at 11 a.m. on the 27th. So, and it was a 4-day water fast. Okay, I was so stoked after that one that I expanded my sticker system, And so for February, we called it, I think we all agreed to this, love yourself. Hashtag love yourself. And then I went out and bought these brightly colored foot, 1 foot by 1 foot cards. And I ended up with several goals. And I ended up with 2 cards for each month at that point. So on one card, it was food, trying to stick to intermittent fasting and the exercising. And the other card was for totally different things. I had started trying dry skin, so it was twice daily moisturize because that is not something that's mandatory. Most of us don't really think about that, but I have unusually dry skin. So my twice daily, and my routine is in the morning before I get out of the shower, I'm still wet and I put on 100% vegetable glycerin, then I pat dry with a towel. And in the evening, I put on coconut oil. I love Brenda Davis, nutritionist Brenda Davis talks about, somebody said, how do you feel about coconut oil? I love coconut oil. I thought, what's she about to say here? And she said, I condition my hair with it and I put it on as a moisturizer. I'm like, yes, that's what I do. And so every night when I put on coconut oil, and then I sleep in long sleeve, long pant pajamas to keep the coconut oil from getting on the sheets and on my pillow, and I put it on my face too, and I just cover up in coconut oil. So one of my goals during February and March and April was the moisturizing, and then I had here either do some actual weightlifting here, or do some research on it. And so for the month of February, I was trying to prepare to start doing weightlifting by researching exactly what I was going to need to do, or actually start the weightlifting. For March, the hashtag was Fit for Spring, with the number 4, Fit for Spring. And my goals increased to 8 different things, not 4, but 8 different things. And I wrote these down here. Okay, so it was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. No, I'm sorry, it was not. It was just 4 things. That's April. Okay, so the goals were motivation, which means motivation and information, which is every day fill your head with a little something, like at least minimum of 15 minutes of something motivational, whether it is your watching a YouTube video that will motivate you, and then the other is informational, filling your head, your eyes, your heart with something that would be it would educate you. And then pH was the personal hygiene, back to that, but I added to the whole moisturizing thing. I increased it to include, we all brush our teeth, but not everybody brushes their teeth twice a day. And some people just do it in the morning and they don't do it before they go to bed. And also, very few people actually do floss. So my pH for personal hygiene included all of that every day. I had to do at least 3 of those things every day. I had to not only just brush every morning before I go to work, but also brush every night and floss and do those other things, the personal hygiene of the moisturizing. And then the other part was B, which was to study my Bible every day, or to listen to a scriptural like a podcast like Rick Warren. I love Pastor Rick Warren, and listen to that. So that was part of the goal for March. And then the other part, I see what I did here. Okay, here we go. The other part was the exercise, which was something to do for strength training, something for flexibility, something to do with endurance, like like jogging or sticking to the elliptical for a good 25 minutes at level 17 out of a possible 25, and to something, and then to maintain my nutrition goals. Okay, so for March, those were my 8 goals, and I marked them with S, N, F, E, and M, I, B, P, H. And so what I did was, if I had a number of days that I wanted to do it during the month, my goals, And so I marked, it was really fun. I adore the sticker system is a lot of fun. If I could put a sticker in two boxes at the same time, I would use the bigger stickers like this, okay, over to cover the two boxes at the same time. So when you're buying your stickers, that's kind of fun. Like right here, I did all four things, so I just had fun putting the banana and the watermelon and some cute little stars, or here I put the butterfly. So as a female, this was fun. And the first time they started talking about this idea, I thought, that's dumb. I'm not going to do that. But you know what? It's awesome. It actually, some days I would do something just so I could put the sticker on. And that was my only motivation. It wasn't the fact that I was doing it, it was so I could put my silly stickers on. And they're just fun. So if you're kind of artsy craftsy, you're a female who enjoys that kind of thing, but you don't have time to actually like do albums, photo albums and stuff. This is kind of a fun way to release that creativity and to just I just love going to Walmart and looking at all the stickers, that the new stickers out. So I have a humongous stack here, and you have your little ones and your big ones, and you've got your just all kinds of cute things. And I also wanted to point out, like I said, with the larger ones, let's see, I was showing. There we go. They're very big. So if you do all four things in one of the squares, then you can put a humongous one on right smack dab in the middle to cover all four. Okay, so for that was March. And then for April, it was the same thing again. All four of them were the same. And like I said, just having a lot of fun with the big stickers. So you can even find these cute puffy stickers like that. And they're fun to use. And those with a little bit of confetti in them. And, just have fun with it, especially if you're a female who has kind of a creative side that has been suppressed lately. Okay, so the sticker system actually does work, but the idea is to come up with your own goals. So here is my invitation to you as far as the sticker system is concerned. We right now, if you started tomorrow, if you would have, today was the 20th. If you started tomorrow, you would have exactly 10 days left, or 10 or 11 days left to August. Let it be a trial run and come up with just a modified, like just do it on plain typing paper. Come up with a modified, just no more than two goals, just to kind of get the ball rolling here and create something like this, but just with the 10 or 11 days on it. And at the end of the day, put your sticker in the box of the thing that you accomplished for the day. And then at the end of August, re-examine, reevaluate, and see if you want to try just those goals again for the entire month of September, or if you want to go ahead, you're ready to expand to one more idea. So you can do this either way, but I thought it'd be fun to call September a September to remember. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create the big ones again, and I'm so happy with the 8 that I had that's what I'm going to go with. The 8 that I had originally done. I may cut down on the amount of minutes of the exercise and the some of these other things, but these are the things that are really kind of optional activities that we don't actually have to do just to survive. And I have nothing on any of my goals that is something that I have to be doing anyway. That is not the idea of the sticker system. So I don't have dishes and cooking. I don't have any of that on there. I have things that would enhance my life, but that are not mandatory. So if you would like to join me here for the remainder of August, I would like to encourage you to do that. Contact me in the comments and let me know what you're thinking you might like to try as a trial run. And then if you want to join me for September to Remember, and you want to talk about some ideas that you would like to try, if you want to get any feedback from me, feel free to contact me and we can maybe talk about that. Don't forget that on the 26th is when I start my Webster Eats to Live support group, Nutritarian support group here in my hometown of Webster, Florida. If you live in or near here and you would like to come, it'll be at 6:30 at the Historic Community Building, and you're more than welcome to come. But I'm going to begin every meeting with a little presentation, and then we'll do a support group style circle. But the presentation will either be recorded when I do it, or I will record the exact same thing again, a version, and post it here too. So if you can't come, don't worry about it, because all of the presentations will be here too. And if you ever have any questions or anything, you're welcome to ask me questions if you need to. Okay. So just to recap, my strategies to get back on plan are the deal a meal cards and the sticker system that is a motivational system. And thirdly is getting back into intermittent fasting. And my plan is to do 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eating window, and then not eat after that. And and also to stick to the food items I have on the card. So today I tried to do both. I tried to stick to intermittent fasting and stick to the food plan. Yesterday I stuck to the food plan, but I didn't stick to the time frame. And today I did not stick to either of them perfectly. I was doing great till I got home, and then ended up going in the kitchen and opening a can of the stewed tomatoes, and I put some hot peppers in there that were fat-free. They had some sodium, but not much. It was higher quality peppers. And I put some of those in there like I had shown y'all that I had bought in Orlando at the Lucky's. And then I ended up opening a can of garbanzo beans. But that's all I've had above and beyond was the can of the stewed tomatoes, chopped tomatoes with the peppers in them, and the can of garbanzo beans. But everything else I've had today has been 100% on plan. And I'm not going to eat anything else tonight. I didn't have any grain or anything today, so I feel pretty good about that. But I'm going to try again tomorrow to hit every point. The 7-hour eating window, only the items that are in the deal a meal cards, and by tomorrow night I will have a smaller sheet that will be just for the rest of the month of August with my goals on it and ready to put my stickers in it tomorrow night. So please join me on this, and I'm sorry I've been rambling, but just wanted to get all this out. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have liked any of this, if any of this has helped you, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have yet to subscribe, please subscribe. And also maybe share with someone that you feel might get some use from these strategies and from some of the things I've talked about tonight, or in any of my episodes. Share any of those that you would like. And also hit the notification bell so that whenever I do upload a video, that you will be notified of that. Everybody have a great night. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming with me through this journey. Put any comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.